Hey, how's it going, buddy? So I was gonna do a quick video and then upload it, giving everybody an update to all that's been happening. I figured I'd just do a live Q&A. The way this will be scheduled is I will talk about Schoolie Palooza, which was out here in Arizona. It was a gathering of school bus conversions, and then the mini bus that we are working on presently. So Schoolie Palooza was the 20th of January, lasted for a week. I believe the final count was 160 schoolies total out in the desert, which was awesome. Met a bunch of people. I had a videographer, Brad. He films for Tiny Home Tours. He flew in. He was sleeping in the bus, and we were just filming all day, running around Schoolie Palooza. Also, Travis and Nick, two other videographers, were there. We just got tons of tours. I think we got about 15 videos total. You can actually hear a Saul in the background. That's Saul working on the mini schoolie. I hired Wes from Transcend Existence to help me with that. And over a course of 14 days of work, we have that thing about 85–90% done. Going to be ordering some solar gear here pretty soon. I'm going to hire Aaron from Broccoli Bus 6. He's going to install the solar system. With that mini bus, it's a project that I'm working on. I'm not selling this bus. I'm still going to be in this bus. I'm not moving into that bus. But I talked about it in the newsletter. Basically, somebody will get that mini bus for 2 to 6 months at a time. People that haven't been on the road before, people that are retired, people that can't afford being on the road, they're going to have the opportunity to travel on that bus, vlog about it, and split the AdSense from the channel. So that's basically what we're doing with that. But Schoolie Palooza was great. There was tons and tons of rigs out there. Like I said, about 160, and just the different things people are doing with these school buses. It's very intriguing to me how this whole lifestyle is evolving. The amount of families out there, the amount of young people that are working remotely. There were so many of them. Like, you're starting to see the spectrum of where RVers were mostly retired people, and then it started transitioning to people that had remote jobs. Now it's just becoming a whole lifestyle. Like, it's just becoming so normal, and the build quality out there was just absolutely astounding. I could not believe how great those bus builds were. Looking at my bus compared to them, like, I love my bus. I wouldn't trade anything that we did with it, but just looking at their stuff and how they put it together, it just blew me away. So overall, very glad that I went to Schoolie Palooza. I'm very excited for next year. How many more rigs are going to be out there? I think the max last year was 120 schoolies out at Schoolie Palooza. This year, like I said, it was about 160. So 40 more rigs total out there. And that was just school buses. There were camper vans, there were box trucks, there were people out there in tents. If you included every rig out there, I'm sure it was well over 200 rigs out there at Schoolie Palooza. In terms of the minibus, like I said, it's about 90% done. It's a gas engine, because anybody can jump in that thing and drive it around. They don't have to worry about the temperature of the engine like you do with diesels. You can just bomb hills. It's a very short bus, so it's only a 4-window, so it's no different from driving a large truck. It is a little bit wider, but it does fit in one parking spot. The turning radius is great. It's a Chevy 350. It's the first Chevy I've ever owned in my life. But yeah, I'm super excited to get somebody in there and travel around and see how the new project goes. Like I said, I'll talk more about that later. We're still getting the details, some sponsorship stuff figured out, the rigs. Might actually be buying another mini school bus. I'd say total in the mini school bus, I'll have about 15,000 into it, and it's going to be like, it's not skimping. It's all 3/4 plywood, good materials. Didn't skimp on any part of it. The solar system will be a robust solar system. So I'm very excited to see how that turns out, and go to a little bit of the Q&A here. Thanks for saying hi, everybody. Mercenary, sorry, I can't pronounce your name. Did you know you can also use a semi-truck with a 53-foot trailer so long as you document it as a recreational vehicle? Yeah, I was actually on TikTok. I've been on TikTok a lot as Tiny Home Tours, and I saw a video of a dude that converted a semi-trailer into an off-the-grid cabin. So he doesn't move it, but it looked fantastic. He did a great job with it. Buck the Bodyguard. we're actually going to be coming to California here pretty soon. I'm going to be helping Wes with a roof raise. Wes and I put together an online course about what to know before you buy a Skoolie, and people that ordered were able to be grandfathered in for raise. So we're going to document raising the roof on a school bus, from the materials to the first steps to skinning it, the whole deal. Going to go in detail on a roof raise. So we're going to do that in California. Nomad News TV. Hey, what's going on, bud? Yeah, in the retired Snap-on truck. We need to do a video with you someday. Jason West, where are you buying your buses? I buy my buses. I will buy my future Skoolies from Tony at AAA Bus in Phoenix. Him and his crew get them from auction. They go through them. They check everything's good, and then they sell them. Randall, any update on using solar in winter by using an alternator off the ZEP? Generator decision. Thanks. So I actually bought Jim and Debbie's propane generator. It's actually a 20 kilowatt unit. It's massive, and I might not need it because I figured out what was happening with my solar system in this bus. So I said that something funky was going on. Aaron and I were looking at it, finally figured it out. Basically what happened was I would kick the generator on, and basically the system would only allow 50 amps. Whether the solar was on or the generator, it only would go to 50 amps of bringing power in. So I was like, Aaron, I think I figured it out. We need to go through these settings and figure out why it's only allowing 50 amps. And for whatever reason, I think when I updated the color display or the inverter itself, because with Victron, you update them with software updates, I think it automatically reset itself to 50 amps, because that's where it comes factory at 50 amps, letting power into the battery bank. We switched that up to 120, and now, you know, my system goes up to 97 to 100% every day, and that's using the electric water heater. Some people where we're camped, they don't have a shower, and they shower on my bus from time to time. I just kick that water heater on, let it warm up, and the system stays around 100%. So we figured that out, but I will have a backup generator as well. Erica, how much is a roof raise for a 40-foot flat nose school bus? So that's something you get with Wes about, but essentially you buy the material, and he'll do the job anywhere from 6 to 10,000. It depends on how many windows you want. If you want the transition like mine, where I have a Jeep Cherokee rear glass, it's just the options. You know, if you just want a bare, you know, no windows, just straight transition roof raise, then it's cheaper. If you're wanting more options, but you can reach him at Transcend Existence on Facebook, Instagram. But he's back on the road now, and he's going to be looking for work, so I'd hit him up. Suzanne Noel, yes, a lot of people are getting involved, but how long will they maintain it before saying it's not for them? I don't know. I know for me, I can't imagine going back. And what she's saying is like the on the road lifestyle, like with people getting remote jobs and all that good stuff. I really don't know. It really depends on the person. For me, like I said, I can't imagine going back to an apartment or a house on my own accord. If things going on back home, if I have to move back home, then living in the bus might be a little more difficult there because it's super cold in the winter. It's super hot in the summer. But yeah, it's just going to be dependent on the person. I just think if people have the desire to do it and they have the courage to go out there and try it, I think that's the main thing. They went out, they tried it, they have the experience on the road. And I feel like that grows you as a person. You understand a lot more about yourself. You understand how to stay calm and patient because things happen on the road no matter what. You got hit by a drunk driver at Schoolie Palooza. That is not good. Luckily, I didn't even know anybody got hit out there. That sucks. Aaron, DVCC was set to 50 amps. Yes, so Aaron Broccoli, that's one of his YouTube channels. He's the one that installed the solar system in my bus, and going to hire him for the mini bus. So if you have any installations that you need done, he might be willing to do that. Brittany, I just bought a bus from Tony. He is amazing. Also, I saw your bus there, Chris, when I bought it. Awesome. Keep me updated on how that build goes. Tony seems to be the go-to guy for everybody now when it comes to buying buses. And, you know, I didn't buy this bus from Tony because I didn't know Tony when I was looking at buses. And I got so lucky with mine. And the thing is, some people get as lucky as I do. Some people will buy a bus from auction and get it 5 miles down the road, and then it craps out on them, and then they are stuck in the middle of nowhere with a bus that is not worth much because the part that costs to replace the bus is basically the purchase price of the bus. So definitely do your research. If you want to go the safe route, I would suggest buying from Tony or some other reputable dealer they're good mechanics, and they'll go through the bus and make sure you're not going to break down on your way home. These flies here, man, I've gotten really good at catching them. So close, almost got him. Which part of Cali and when? I'm in Bakersfield. Me and my wife would love to meet up with you guys and pick your brain a little about Schoolies. So we're going to be closer to the Arizona border. We're still getting the location situated in terms of that roof raise when we go to California. Oblivion Mike, have you done the ceiling yet? No, I actually texted my friend with the metal shop. I was like, hey, dude, I just need to know if you're going to help me with this. And he didn't text back. So I think that was his answer. So we might be looking at different options here now that I'm hiring Wes. He's looking for work on the road. We have time out here in the desert to hang out. We may do the ceiling. I have a bunch of vintage maps underneath the couch here, and might just do a bend board and Mod Podge those maps on there. So it'll be vintage maps for the ceiling. Might do that. I'm just tired of waiting for it, you know. Sometimes you just have to use what you're given. Kirk, don't forget to put your eggs in the fridge. I heard you don't have to put eggs in the fridge. I heard that's just a urban legend that you have to do that. But I'm pressed down here about 4 more minutes. So if you have any questions, just write it in the comments. I'll get to those. Drew, what is the cell service typically like on BLM land? Solely conditional on where you're at. I've been out in BLM land, especially in Montana, where there was no cell service. Had to drive 20 minutes to get cell service. Here, where we're parked in the desert, cell service is great, and I have the booster, and I can switch between AT&T and Verizon. So most of the time, I'm covered. So it's really conditional on where you're at. A lot of BLM land, you know, here in Arizona is decently close to town, so you get decent service. Ronald, what color are you going to paint the outside of the bus? And the chrome wheels look great. Thank you so much. I love those wheels as well. So with the color of the bus, I'm thinking about going all white and keeping the rub bars black. So it'll be black and white with the chrome rims. And I'm going to be probably working with an artist out of Phoenix. And she had in her sketchbook this really cool landscape design. So the whole bus won't be a mural, but on one side it'll be the desert, and the other side will be like a mountain scene. And it's using a lot of color. We'll have to figure out what paint to use and, you know, all that. But I'm thinking just mostly white. Just paint it mostly white with some colorful murals on the side and just calling it a day. Again, at this point with this bus, I'm just kind of ready to get it done. Kirk, have you gotten the floor heating working yet? No, Jim came over and took a peek at it. I think we might have an airlock in it, but right now I'm not in that cold of an environment. I can just keep that diesel heater on low. And I don't know if you've seen the pictures. Let's see if I can maneuver this guy. That's too close. But I got these wool blankets covering the front of the bus now. So just keeping all the cold air from coming in from the front helps a lot. So from the living room all the way back to the bedroom, like last night, it was pretty chilly and I had to turn the heater off at one point. It got so hot, and that was on low. So the heater itself's doing great, and I haven't been in cold environments to really affect me too bad. Only fresh eggs. Is that the thing about keeping them out? These guys are fairly fresh, free range. They're still a little chilly, so I guess I will be okay. But I leave these out all the time. I try and buy healthier food, non-factory farmed. I always try and stay away from that, so hopefully I'll be okay. Drew, wife and I both work 9-to-5 jobs remotely. We have to figure out stable internet before getting into this. Sounds like a doable with the right setup. Absolutely. So Drew, look into a unit called a PepWave. That is what I use for my booster. Out of the year that I've had it, I've only had one time where the booster didn't pick up cell service, and that was in the middle of nowhere, Montana. Like we're talking absolute middle of nowhere, Montana, where I had to drive 20 minutes to get cell service, even when I drove in the car going 65 miles per hour. So I was like way out in the boonies. So there's websites like campendium.com that actually tell you the cell service before you get there. So people will talk about the, like in the reviews, it'll give you a little graph of cell service is good, bad, moderate, and what carriers work. And most of the websites have that now. So that's something to look into. You just gotta jump, just gotta try it. Once you get out there and see how well the service actually is, it'll make you feel a lot better, because it's really not that bad. And especially if you're cautious about it and plan out where you're going, it works really well. The Swan Song Angel emblem. Yeah, I thought about that too, putting that on the, like painting that on the bus. But I don't think we will be doing that. It's just a little bit too much in that copyright thing. Doc Old School. Have you been to Lake Mead and do you like it? Yeah, Lake Mead's awesome. There's tons of boondocking spots out there, out in the middle of nowhere. Decent cell service. I like it. Yeah, just talked about the ceiling. Yeah, I appreciate all of you checking it out. Yeah, Drew, I can say the Pep Wave for certain. You're on the Pep Wave right now. That's how I'm getting decent enough service to do this live video. But yeah, just wanted to give you guys a live update instead of just talking into a camera, do a little bit of live Q&A, give you guys an update to all that's happening. And we will, so the next video is coming up will actually be the mini bus build. So I have 3 videos done already, from when we got the bus, going to Home Depot, picking up the raw materials, to the whole build, film the whole process. And it should be about a 4 or 5 video build process. So you'll see every single stage of the build. And then once I'm done with that, I'll make a condensed version. It's about 7-8 minutes of the whole build, and upload that to the channel. But I'll give you updates on the new project. I appreciate all of you watching, all of you guys sticking around. There's lots of fun things coming up soon. So have a good day, everybody. Have a good week, and the build videos will be uploaded soon. See ya.